So Axiom Verge that's an indie title?
Yes, it's indie.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And it's a PS4 exclusive?
No, I actually should look that up. I think it's Vita, and you can get it on PC. I'm not sure.
PC would make sense, I suppose, considering it's emulating PC games of old.
Yeah, it's PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Microsoft Windows are the
very
options.
Oh, well, screw you guys.
So it seems to take...
Well, I mean, Microsoft Windows could still be Steam. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, because the Apple thing? Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you wanted to play games, you shouldn't have bought an Apple.
that's right. All you can do is use your computer. How do you like
Yeah.
that?
I like it. I think that they hit the nostalgia button pretty hard, but they still like the drill that we saw. There, if you didn't know, there's a drill that you get introduced. So it's not really a weapon. You can drill through walls and stuff, and that's something that I haven't really seen in a 2D type shooter. I mean, you could always sometimes shoot through walls, but so they added things to make it special, but they very much leaned on the nostalgia button.
Yeah, we use the term Metroidvania type game. So it gives you a side-scroller game that has a huge world map that you can dig up one square at a time, a la Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Except that Castlevania Symphony of the Night was an old Sega Saturn game, and its visuals were what they were because it was limited to that. This one gives us an 8-bit aesthetic to the game, in addition to a gigantic world map to flesh out, which is pretty damn exciting. I liked it.
And we saw the where they had the distortion, so like it's 8-bit, but they had the like.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like when an explosion goes off on a surface in here, you still get that air ripple that you would get out of a game published in 2015, but it's got an 8-bit look to it otherwise. I do agree with that. That's very cool.
Yeah, I also like the casual approach because, I mean, we have good memories of those games, but we also like got mad at dying so much. So like I like how they seem to push back on how hard it. Like you can always get through. Like you might.
It's
die.
not as painful to die.
Right, you might fight the same boss 100 times.
But the save point is right near the boss.
Right, and
so
you don't have so many lives or anything like that.
Mm.
So there's still not a lot of punishment, and you'll feel satisfied when you beat the game, but you won't suffer through it at the same time.
That is helpful.
Yeah.
You know? Although that'll cause you to clear the game faster. You won't get pissed off and run away because you aren't doing
But they've
well.
kind of addressed that because they have that speed run and hardcore mode. So like once you beat the game and then you want more, they have replay value installed already. So there's not, I can just beat it again. It's like, I could try speed runs.
I wonder what speedrun even means, though. We didn't try that one.
No, we should probably.
Because usually speedrun is the game itself, and you just ignore certain things.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives you a
record
nice
your
little
time.
timer. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you have so long until you can't beat the game. Or in a hardcore mode, I'm pretty sure like if you die, you're done.
Yeah, I think that's too much for me.
Yeah. But
on this game, at least.
But I mean, if someone
going there.
felt themselves falling in love with the game, it gives them more opportunities to replay it with that and have some sort of difference when they replayed it.
That is something. Do you frequently replay games? Or
Like my replay value goes directly into Skyrim type or Bloodborne, where there's a RPG class and you can pick multiple classes to start.
Mm-hmm.
But
Character customization.
Right. Like,
try all the options.
Right. So other than that, the only other time I replay a game is if it's like Final Fantasy VII and it's been 10 years. So I got to restart it or something like that.
that makes sense. Even though you said you never completed Final Fantasy VII?
I've seen it beat about 10 times, but I never beat it myself.
Got it. That's pretty cool. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I've
Didn't
done
level up high enough?
No, I did everything. I just had seen the ending and I don't know. Like if I beat a game, that means I beat it. But if I don't beat it, then that means there's still something left. So I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I know one time I had a week off and I beat 10 games in a week because I had about 2 hours left in each game. So I like went through my pile and I went through my saves and I was like, I could beat this game. So I just like went through and beat like 10 games once in a week. It was exactly 10. Like it was actually a number.
But if they had a speed run mode, you could have just beaten them when you bought them.
Yeah, like if they had like a +1, anytime a game has that, I feel okay. Even though I never actually do the next playthrough, like I feel like I can complete the playthrough without losing a friend, if that makes sense. Like I didn't lose Like, because once you complete it, it's lost. Like, you're done. There's nothing left. But now, with the extra playthroughs, you can say, well, I can beat it, and if I really want to play it again, I can play it again without having to feel like I've lost this game I can play.
As far as replayability, how do achievements work for you?
I'm not a big achievement guy.
Mhm.
Like,
That's more your thing, Alex, right?
I wouldn't say so, no. I think that in games, so I do look at the achievement system like in an Xbox 360 game as if you look up the list of achievements, it might tell you things that you can do in the game that may not have been instantly apparent. So if the game doesn't use secret achievements and it'll tell me things I can do, I'm going to try to accomplish that while I'm playing it, yeah. And oftentimes that'll cause you to use skills or abilities that you may not have otherwise used in the game and that wind up turning out to kick ass. Like by the time you've done this ability enough times to unlock the achievement or whatever, well now it's part of your repertoire and that's how you play.
I feel like those games should do that in the game. Like they should promote the use of a weapon in the game and not just via achievements. If that makes sense. Like
Sure.
if you use it so much in the game, you get like, you know, like it does more damage when you unlock a special weapon or anything like that. Like
The more you use a gun, the more that experience that gun gains.
yeah, or
for
something
example.
like that. Like I don't like when like the only reason I'm doing something is for the Microsoft points.
Yeah, those are absolutely useless and pointless.
How many games would you say you have 1,000? Like you've gotten the 1,000 mark on?
I think like 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of them was actually this Xbox Live test thing. It was an Xbox Live network test that you turn on and then you let run. And it was I don't even, it was
See, I
called
thought
like,
you had a lot more than that. I thought,
no,
Oh.
no, I don't, no,
Because I felt like the reason you were getting an Xbox One was for to maintain your Microsoft.
that doesn't make
points.
any sense.
I think
I feel
I
like,
still hold by it. It's kind of true.
nah, you know what? In a way, to me, the number of Xbox PAL points I have is like, it's kind of a badge of shame. It's like you have spent this much time on your ass staring at a screen. So I don't, no, they're not a status symbol to me at all.
So then you actually have no reason to buy an Xbox One over a PS4, except for Windows 10. But no, for replay value, as long as the achievements are in the game, then I'm okay with it. Like, and actually giving you something. But if it's just like, here's a trophy, it does nothing for me. Like, it's not going to dictate my gameplay as much. I would like to see how long it takes to beat this. When's the last time you played like a Metroidvania game all the way through?
I think I played through Darksiders 2 recently, and it was 3D gameplay, not 2D, but that was Darksiders 2 was pretty much that.
It's Zelda. Like
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd say my favorite recently is Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
I still never played it, but I feel like I want to.
It is so good.
Currently,
it's a very good game.
How Long to Beat does not have it listed as how long to beat that game. So
Symphony of the Night?
no, Axiom Verge.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Nobody's
weird.
done it yet.
Yeah,
You can't beat the game.
yeah.
Mhm.
It actually does have a ramp up at the end. No,
Also, though, on Xbox Live, Strider was recently re-released.
yeah, I
Strider
played
was-
Strider. It's really good.
It was a solid Metroidvania game. I need to stop saying that. Other than, again, it's the fewest syllables you could use to describe
yeah,
it.
like
That one, though, I still haven't beaten it, but it's more due to lack of interest.
mm-hmm.
I go through phases in which I play a lot of games, and the bulk of the time I really don't. But they're there waiting for me when I come back.
I do feel like, I don't know, to get a sequel out of these games in the past, you had to have a character that was enjoyable. And so far in this game, I'm not a fan of I guess I have to do this character. I like the character that's embracing his fate more. Like I wouldn't be compelled to see whatever his name is gets, like what his, like, what did he do afterwards type of thing. Where like Samus and I guess how many times did they repeat what's his name?
I mean, don't you think that putting the protagonist into the classic hero's journey helps achieve that thing you want so much, and that's for games to be revered as high art as much as anything else? The hero's journey, the main character he's doubted his destiny since the beginning.
Yeah, but
It's finally catching up to Gilgamesh.
no, I don't think that the hero's journey is a requirement for a game to be good. I think you can have a character who has, I mean, I don't like, if the storyline dictates, but for these games, I don't need him to be like, "What's going on? Why is she talking to me?" Like I want, like I gotta go take care of business type characters. For I don't know, it's such a little thing, but it actually makes a difference if I like look back and think how much I like those characters in a game.
In this game, did the character really matter at all?
It does for me. I understand that it's not story isn't a big part of this game. It's just unlocking things, but
Is this another that you'd call storytelling through environment?
yeah, I mean, there is elements of that. Like when we walked into the room and there was people sitting at tables in their skeletons, like as if they died at dinner, some type of thing. Like you can, even if they don't ever explain it, you can create a story. Like like that's where they used to live, and then like something killed them all, type thing. Um, Storytelling through environment for this is not so much because you have the woman telling you, "I need you to do this," or I'm dying, I need your help," type thing. But it's not nearly like Dark Souls or Demon Souls where you don't get any information. Like good luck figuring out what the plot is.
Yeah, but that's just no storytelling.
I think I disagree. I mean, we've had this conversation before, but I think that you might not have the same story as someone else by playing that game, but you have a similar idea of what's going on. Like when you find in Dark Souls, you'll come across this town that has knights that are like every other place has a different type of character, and this place is still being guarded by these knights. Like there's no real explanation, but like there is the idea that these people died as military, and they still post life think that they have to continue to guard, like they're still like in the mindset they have to guard things, type of thing.
Wow. So you like to build a story in your mind as you're playing.
But it's I mean that's you have to do that with Dark Souls or Demon Souls more or less. Not so much Demon Souls because there was a person narrating to you a lot. And Dark Souls does have a story, but a lot of it's just you have to put your own spin on things. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't complete Axiom Verge. Like it's not super compelling, to be honest. Like the nostalgia, like every time I start playing it, I'm sure that I'll get that nostalgia feel and continue playing it. But for me to hit start on that game over other games might be an issue for me. Like I might be like, I could play Axiom Verge or I could keep playing Bloodborne type thing.
So of the last like 5 games you play, where would it fall out?
Oh man, I say it's more enjoyable on the nostalgia side than the gameplay is good, but it's like you can't really compare it to Bloodborne or other like new modern games. Like it's tough. It's tough to say that I would pick this over those games, to be honest. Like now, the exception being it's on the Vita. So if I am in a place where I need to just be portable, that'd probably be the first one I load up.
So since you own the PS4 version, does that automatically carry over to the Vita version?
I'd have to look. Most of the time it does apply, but sometimes it doesn't. Usually if it released on the same day, but if it didn't, they make you buy it on both sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean you couldn't transport your save game over?
Yeah, usually that's what that means. But on other games, it's as long as you're saving to the cloud, then you can load from either one.
Okay. And if you can just stream it though, even if there were 2 versions, could you stream it to your Vita?
Mm-hmm. The PS4 to Vita streaming is super not good right now. Like they haven't like the Wii U for all this fun I make of it actually does that so well that it's ridiculous. Like it's the way it should be, but
So the Wii U though, you take your gamepad with you, which is the primary controller anyway, right?
yeah, but you can't like the thing with the Wii U is you can't take the gamepad to like I couldn't take it here and play my Wii U game back home.
So you could, in theory, bring your Vita to my house and using my Wi-Fi network.
If the Vita, yes, there is a way to do that. I know a guy he would take his Vita to work so he can buy Destiny things at the like on Saturdays. This character came through and was selling things, and he would take his Vita to work so he could buy them. I mean, even though he could buy them when he got home, for some reason he needed to buy them as soon as he got there. So he'd take his Vita with him.
Is Destiny that good, or is it just that addictive?
more addiction probably.
Interesting.
But no, I would say for a portable game, I would be more apt to play this first over other things. But for like, it does nothing wrong, but it just, I guess this doesn't hit me on the nostalgia part hard enough for me to like. I loved playing it when I was playing it, but I'm asking myself right now if I would start it up right now, or if I would play Bloodborne. I would play Bloodborne.
Okay. How about The Order 1886?
I'd play Axiom Verge.
Okay. Because of the PS4 games I've seen, I think it might actually be the most compelling. I mean, Bloodborne has what it has in that it's more Dark Souls, but I have Dark Souls.
Oh, I
I don't need Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
Well, you get those nice reflections on the blood.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. And I guess Dark Souls, you use souls as experience and currency, whereas Bloodborne, you use blood, and that is hugely different.
Yeah, very different. Totally. Might as well be that. That's why they use the different titles, because Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and this has blood, so they couldn't really justify.
Yeah.
Even though the blood comes to you the same way the soul does, but that's not important.
Yeah.
So you're going to buy a PS4 for this game? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah.
But
this game's $20, and then like 16 if you're a PS4 Prime member.
that's not terrible. That's a $20 game, definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
definitely
reasonable.
Yeah, it's worth the value. If you, if I had nothing to play right now, I wouldn't not play this game. It's just comparing it to Bloodborne, I would play Bloodborne, and comparing it to like if like I'm playing Bloodborne makes me want to play Skyrim again. I'd like so like there's all kinds of things I would do before playing Axiom Verge, but it doesn't do anything wrong. It's just maybe not hitting me perfectly, I guess is the question, is a word.
Sure. I see what you're getting at. I really enjoyed I saw Duke Nukem when I was playing, when you were playing it. Like it really, and I guess I didn't play Duke Nukem a lot because I was a kid and we still had outside. If you guys remember when we were kids, we had outside.
Yeah, they got rid of that in like 2001, I think.
They got rid of it when you could carry your phone out there and play games on it, I think.
No, the game, so Contra, I didn't play the Duke Nukem 2D. I didn't even know that there was a 2D.
And you are our gaming authority.
Yeah. 2D is Duke Nukem.
I was playing sports when I was a kid. I didn't hit the gaming thing until
I was
an
8 or
adult.
9 years old.
Like I had a Nintendo that I loved, but I didn't have a computer game. I didn't play computer games other than flying games on the PC forever. Like and I had Half-Life. I had a Half-Life flying games, and that's it. And then I was like 17 or 18 when I played my first shooter. I think. Oh no, I think there's some shooters I played, but like Rainbow Six, I remember playing when I was about 15 or 16.
The game that's always hardcore mode.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
You can run out of characters by the last level.
But no, so this reminds me of Contra. It also reminds me of Life Force, which is Contra except you're flying, and Metroid. And I don't really get a Castlevania feel other than like you're either going to be Metroid or Castlevania. You can't mix the two. So yeah, those are the three things it brings to my nostalgia. So like the Duke Nukems and stuff I don't have. Yeah, I would say it's worth $20 if you don't have a game you're playing right now.
Yeah, I think so too. If I had the console hardware to play it on, this would be the game I'm playing right now. As a matter of fact.
Yeah. What about you, Bill?
Oh, I can't play this game.
No?
There's no channel for me to play this game.
As in you don't have the hardware capacity?
I don't own a PlayStation 4 or a Vita or a PC.
Yeah, but let's say you had a PS4.
I might play it.
Would you think it's a $20 value or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 10 is more appropriate personally.
I
mean, you gotta get paid. I understand that, but I wouldn't finish it. I know I wouldn't finish it.
You don't think so? I think
that's just me.
Yeah.
I very rarely finish a game.
Okay. I think the way stuff was laid out where you can always see what's coming next, where you can see the next power up around the corner, but you got to figure out how to get there. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, the pace will probably fall off, but when you get all those abilities at the beginning, you can already start like seeing how things are going to develop and how to unlock things, which I like. But yeah, I say get it at $20. Like I say it's worth $20 value if you're not playing a game right now.